about triads in closed position and triads in open position. This lesson we're going to try and sort of expand our palette a little bit, and taking those shapes and harmonizing the major scale with them. Now you might have already played and harmonized the major scale with just arpeggiated triads like in C, C, D, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, C. I'm going to do the same sort of thing with the full-on chordal shapes. So we're going to play just a C major scale and then harmonize it using the first inversion triad. So we're going to start with C here and play it all up and down the G string. So with this first inversion triad, we got C and then building down with a G and then an E. Next, D minor, first inversion, E minor, first inversion, F first inversion, G first inversion, A minor first inversion, B diminished first inversion, C, back down. Now, ideally, we want to be able to do this with all of those all of the chord shapes, all of the voicings that we've practiced in the previous two. So let's go through them. Let's go with the root position triad. So C with G on top. And unfortunately, we're going to find out that a lot of these things, if we're playing a full-on scale up and down a 4-string, they're not going to really. We're going to run out of room, and certain registers are not going to sound good. Root position triads rarely sound good, in my opinion, especially not in the lower register, but that's where we're going to practice them just for the sake of practicing them. We're going to play a C major first inversion triad, and we have to use that open G here. D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, hate that voicing. C, back down. Nice. So we got one more to go. We got the second inversion voicings. So this is, again, where we're going to run out of room. So we're going to do this in G instead of in C. So we're going to play this G, second inversion. We're going to harmonize the G major scale starting on B and ending on B. So it's actually kind of B Phrygian, but we're thinking in G. There we go. And we're going to harmonize that. So we have G, second inversion, A minor, second inversion, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished, G, back down. Alright, so those are the closed position voicings and harmonizing the major scale. What about the open position voicings? Well, let's start where we just left off with the second inversion, and then use the drop 2 versions of all those second inversion triads. So we got this second inversion triad, drop the second note down from B, down an octave right there. And so we're going to harmonize starting with this. These are nice because they have the root on the bottom. There's these big old fat spread voicings. So we got this G right here, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished, G, back down. It's kind of hard in that lower register to get everything nice and clean. Okay, cool. So what about let's cycle back to C. Let's do the root position, and root position drop 2, so it ends up being the thirds on the bottom. So we take this root position triad here. We're going to throw that second note because we're dropping 2 on the bottom. And we're going to harmonize the major scale starting here. And you'll notice that I'm going to run out of room really quickly, so I'm going to jump down an octave. But if you have a 5-string with a high C or a 6-string with a high C, you'll find these, you'll have a lot more wiggle room, and that's part of the advantage of having those kinds of basses. So sweet, let's check this out. We got C, D minor, E minor, F, G, skip an octave, A minor, and B diminished, C, back down and up again, C, B diminished, A minor, G, F, E minor, D minor, C. Cool. Alright, so there's one more left to go, and that's the first inversion drop 2 voicing. So we got this big, nice drop 2, or first inversion up here, drop the 2 down here. So that's our drop 2 voicing for the first inversion. Let's harmonize that scale. C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, C. Okay, so now that you have these voicings down, hopefully you at least screwed around with making some music with them. You know, just even if it's whatever, like that. If you have like finger rolls down in your right hand, like a thumb, index, middle, these are really fun to just show off with kinds of things like this. Woo, fast. If you want to get even further into this, and I would suggest you do this, is to really practice your shifts in your left hand. I would suggest practicing the harmonized scale for all these in broken thirds. So a broken third is if you play the scale C up to E, and then the next third D up to F, next third F up to G, next third E up to G, next third F up to A, etc. So basically what we get is C, E minor, D minor, F, E minor, G, F, A minor, G, B diminished, A minor, C, B diminished, D minor, it's kind of awkward on this bass, C. Cool, hope that gave you some ideas. Really getting into the shapes and how they look on the fingerboard is going to be pretty essential to coming up with a really rounded choral concept. Especially if you just practice being able to move and shift cleanly and not sound like herky-jerky everywhere. It's going to be a little harder on basses with higher action. This bass has kind of a medium-ish action. So I'd suggest lowering it if it's a little high. If not, whatever. Anyway, hopefully you got some ideas out of that. And yeah, we'll see you next lesson.